What's up, everybody? Man, it's your boy, Mr. Duga, coming at y'all with another video, man. And today I'm going to preview and predict Sunday's wild card matchup. You have the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Seattle Seahawks this Sunday in Lincoln Financial Field, yo. Before I get into this video, man, for everyone, if you want to give me a follow on Instagram or if you want to send me a friend request on Facebook, I'm going to have my Instagram and my Facebook information down in the description box. Come give me a follow on the gram. Come send me a request on the book. Come holler at your boy, yo. Well, we here. After a long season full of just injuries after injuries, man, having the most depleted roster in the NFL. Despite all that, man, we here, man. NFC East champs. We are hosting a wild card playoff game, man. First taking a look at the opponents, man, the Seattle Seahawks. They come in with a record of 11-5. It's funny because it seems like all of their games this season have been like one possession games, man. And that's the case whenever you have a quarterback like Russell Wilson, man, who, to me, if it wasn't for Lamar Jackson, would probably be the MVP of the league, man. Just the way just how smart he is, how accurate he is, how much he could kill you with his mobility, his smarts, and I mean overall, first and foremost, man, he's a champion. And you know champions don't go away easy. It's just like the Eagles, man. Champions do not go away easy, man. A champion, despite, the limitations he has, despite the fact that people around him may not be playing great, a champion will rise to the occasion and bring his teammates along for the ride, and that's Russell Wilson in a nutshell, man. The guy is just absolutely amazing, man. I'm a fan of his, not this week, but I am a fan of the way he plays, man, and his competitive spirit and his leadership, man. They're a little banged up on the offensive line, man. They lost their really good left tackle, Dwayne Brown, who is not official yet that he's not going to play this week, but all indications points to that he's not going to be out there this week. So, that's a big loss for them. The backfield, man, their backfield going to look a whole lot different than it did last time they came to Philly, man. We did a pretty good job against Chris Carson, but Rashard Penny got loose, had a long touchdown run, and had over 100 yards rushing. Both those guys, are, unfortunately for the Seahawks, are out for the season. They went get beast mode. Marshawn Lynch, who had a couple of nice plays in their game last week, had a touchdown run. But I mean, nevertheless, the guy ain't played football in 2 years. So I'll be surprised if they come out with a running game, focusing on running the football with him. Now, the other guy, Homer, actually did a nice job for them also against the 49ers. But, just like with the injuries we dealing with, those guys are not, the starters. Wide receiving core, they had Josh Gordon out there last time who, this time around, man, he's not available, dealing with his own personal issues, prayers to him to get that situation settled. But the rookie DK Metcalf, who I'ma honestly say the Philadelphia Eagles completely screwed up by taking a guy like JJ Arcega-Whiteside, who I know he's just a rookie and I know he has time to develop and get better. I don't believe he's going to be any good. I'm just being honest. I think JJ Arcega-Whiteside will go down as a bad draft pick. And we took him over DK Metcalf, which makes absolutely no sense to me, man. But shout out to the Seahawks for drafting him. He's had a really good rookie season, and it looks like the sky is the limit for him going forward. Especially playing with a guy like Russell Wilson. Tyler Lockett is a dangerous slot receiver. They got guys like Moore and those other guys. They're not really big name guys, but, they get the job done, especially when you have a quarterback like Russell Wilson who could extend the plays and give these guys time to get open. Defensively, man, on their D line, they will have. It looks like they're gonna have Jadeveon Clowney, who wasn't available for our last matchup. Another guy who the Eagles could have had, like who came out and said, "I want to play for either Philly or Seattle," and we didn't make that move, man. Now, granted, I know we have Brandon Graham, who, at times looks extremely old and at times looks very good. I know we have Derek Barnett, who is at times he's injured or at times he's out there playing solid. And Josh Sweat gives you flashes here and there. And Vinny Curry been playing better, but none of those guys, with all due respect, are the Jadeveon Clowney. You know, um, and they linebacker core, man, obviously they got one of the greats in the game, man. Bobby Wagner, still out there getting it done, still out there doing his thing. One of the best linebackers in all the game, man. They did just lose former Eagle Michael Kendricks for the season with a torn ACL. And then they secondary, man, some really young guys but talented. Trey Flowers, Shaquem Griffin. They got Quandre Diggs, who they picked up in the middle of the season from Detroit. It looked like he has an ankle injury, but it looks like he's gonna be ready to roll too. And they had a head coach, Pete Carroll, man, who I think is one of the greatest coaches, out there. A lot of people don't give him the credit he do, especially with the probably the worst decision he made in his career in the Super Bowl, throwing the ball on the one. But I mean, when you talk about a guy who, made playoff appearances back in the day with like the New England Patriots, made USC like a little dynasty for a little while, and then comes to the NFL, and the Seattle Seahawks are a perennial contender. I think he's one of the greatest coaches this game has ever seen, and he doesn't get enough credit for that, in my opinion. So that's the Seattle Seahawks in a nutshell. Now looking at my Philadelphia Eagles, man, where do I begin with these injuries, man? First, starting off, man, with my boy, quarterback Carson Wentz, man, who has overcome a lot this season. Coming into the year, you had at all the nonsense with people like, oh, he injury prone, he ain't gonna finish, he ain't gonna get past week 6, he ain't gonna get past week 4, whatever the case may be. And he out there gutted it out during the season. Matter of fact, against these Seahawks was his worst game of the season. I think he had like 4 turnovers in this game. And was getting booed off of the field by our own fans. And for him to turn it around, man, and go out there and, have a solid season, the first quarterback in NFL history to throw for over 4,000 yards without having a 500-yard receiver, it speaks volume to him. And he's played every game this season. So shout out to my boy Carson Wentz, first playoff game Sunday. I'm looking forward to it. When you look at the offensive line, man, it's a chance that we could get Lane Johnson back. That would be huge, man. Unfortunately, we lost one of the best linemen in all of the NFL last week, Brandon Brooks. Jason Kelsey, first team All Pro center, the best center in the NFL is out there. Sayamalu at left guard, man, has actually been playing okay. And of course, you got old man Jason Peters, for his age, is actually playing decent also. It's a possibility we could get Zach Ertz back, but no word on that yet. Hopefully we could get him back, man. Hopefully he doesn't go out there and injures them ribs worse. But it'll be great if we could get him back out there, man, along with Dallas Goedert. And we could still throw, even if we could play him on limited snaps, use him for his route running ability. Because, and then have the guy like Joshua Perkins on deck to come in and give us some plays also. Wide receiving core, man. It's funny that we missing Nelson Aguilar, Alshon Jeffrey, and Deshaun Jackson. But you got a guy like Greg Ward Jr., man, stepping up. Deontay Barnett, man, a guy I never heard of. I didn't even know was on the team. And he comes up with a crucial catch last week, late in that game. I'm like, yeah, but who is that? You know what I'm saying? Robert Davis out there. A bunch of unknown receivers, man. It's absolutely amazing that, this team is in this position with such a little known receiving core. And then when you look in the backfield, man, it looks like it's a chance. It looks like Miles Sanders will be back this week. And he's been coming on strong down the stretch. Boston Scott, man, another guy who just out of nowhere has just been the second coming of Darren Sproles, man. Running the ball tough between the tackle despite his size. catching the ball. He's dynamic on screens. These guys have been amazing, man. When you look at defensively, man, like I said, Fletcher Cox hasn't had a great season this year. Honestly, I feel like he made the Pro Bowl this year off of reputation. But you know he's capable at any moment of dominating the game. Brandon Graham has been coming on late, so has Derek Barnett, Tim Jernigan. So hopefully these guys can keep it going. Linebacker core, man, Nigel Bradham out there. Nathan Gary, those guys are out there, doing their thing. It's just not messing up, if anything. And the secondary, man, a much maligned secondary, man. It looks like Jalen Mills gonna be back. But actually, Sidney Jones surprisingly has actually been playing well lately. Avante Maddox has been playing solid lately. Douglas, he plays okay, but he gets beat, man. Like, we know he's completely slow. We all believe that he's actually more of a safety than a cornerback. But, as long as people ain't getting behind him, he's actually okay. But, we know these guys ain't great, but, especially at home, they play much better. And, of course, we got the old savvy veteran Malcolm Jenkins back there along with Rodney McLeod. All right, now what concerns me whenever the Eagles have the ball going up against the Seahawks defense, is obviously Jadeveon Clowney, man. We gotta block him. We gotta block him, man. If we could block and protect Wentz, that gives us more opportunity to make plays down the field. The matchups I feel good about. I think I like our tight ends, man. I think that if Ertz could go out there, gut it out, and guard it, I like our matchups against their defense. As much as we get on the Eagles' defense for being so bad and stuff like that, the Seahawks actually give up more yards a game than the Eagles. So, like, the Eagles, if we block Jadeveon Clowney, like, we have an opportunity to move the football on this team. When you look at the other side of the ball, man, with the Eagles defense against the Seahawks offense, what concerns me, man, is not even a debate, man. It's Russell Wilson. I mean, that guy concerns me, man. His ability to make plays, just all around extending the. I know we did a decent job on him last game. We actually sacked him 5 times, but he concerns me, man. Just how great he is. He could take over and win a game on his own. Where I actually feel a little good is that I think we could get pressure on him again. Then with them not having Dwayne Brown at home and like a evening like type of game, I think the crowd gonna be energized, gonna be fired up. I think we could get after him and bring him to the ground, yo. Which leads to my prediction now. Obviously, this team beat us earlier in the year. It was ugly offensively, not too bad defensively. Um, I know this team is depleted. Don't got injuries everywhere out there with people you've never heard of. But the fact that I think we playing at home, the fact that the Seahawks are injured, they're not as injured as us, but this actually was the best matchup for us out of all the NFC teams. Because after us, they're the second most, banged up team out there. The fact that they're a West Coast team coming East Coast, we get them at home. It's an evening game. The crowd gonna be fired up. The defense actually plays pretty good at home. I think the offense has found themselves a little bit of a rhythm. I think my Eagles get it done this week, man. Not sure about next week, but if we win, but I think this week we get it done, man. I'm gonna go Philadelphia Eagles will beat the Seattle Seahawks 28-23. I got Eagles 28, Seahawks 23, and we advance to the divisional round of the playoffs, man. Carson Wentz gets his first playoff win. But with that being said, man, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Go on, hit the like button for your boy and give me a subscribe, man. I'm going to have Philadelphia Eagles and NFL content throughout the year. Also, this coming Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Pacific, I'm going to do a live Q&A. Y'all can come on there, ask me anything, tell me anything. I'll answer your questions, respond to your comments, and give you a shout out on the live, yo. Y'all should come join me. It's some good stuff. Until then, man, y'all have a blessed one. Fly, Eagles, fly.